All right, time for another episode of the Nerdy Virgin podcast. My name is Joshua Snyder, and I did not lose my virginity until I was 32. Hence, a lot of nerd-related topics today that I'm going to go over. I am making an effort. I'm making an effort, friends. Friends, I'm making an effort to stop recording this on my phone with terrible audio and to use the microphone that I purchased a year ago, to record this so that it sounds delightful, so that you can listen to it and go, this is a bubble bath on my ears. And we are accomplishing something here. That's what I'm attempting to do. I'm trying to up the production value, my friends. Up the production value. At the rate we're going, who knows what we'll see next week. There will be special effects in this audio podcast. There will be it'll be a computer-generated voice. You're going to hear the sound of Marcus Aurelius, the original Marcus Aurelius, doing this podcast. That's how amazing it will be. It won't be. This is probably the best we're going to do. All right. So I'm going to... I thought I wanted to do today, maybe just talk about some movie news. How about some movie news? How about this? Manifest returns on November 4th on Netflix. Anyone know what that show is? I read that and I went, what is that? And the article even had to explain it. Oh, it was on NBC. Now it's on Netflix for 4 years. And the plane, it's about the people on a plane land, and 5 years have passed since, I guess, when they took off. The huge delay on that one. Huge delay. Southwest Airlines is going to be given some refunds on that one, or credits, a lot of credits on that one. So it's some kind of sci-fi suspense show. Never seen it before. Did not know that it was around until this article. But that is the world that we live in today, my friends. I have no idea what's on TV, and neither do you. And Family Guy already did a whole bit on this, so I don't want to necessarily rehash it, but the idea that nobody's watching the same thing anymore, it's like what happened after the Tower of Babel fell. We lost the common frame of reference that I had when I was growing up, and we could all talk about Seinfeld every week. But now it's like, hey, did you see the new episode of That's Randy's Rocket Ship? And you're like, what? What is that? No, I didn't. So, yeah, for those of you Manifest fans out there, I'm sure this will be a welcome relief. This will be, November 4th will be a day. Mark it in your calendar, my friends, the day that Manifest returns to Netflix. And, you know, listen, I've never seen the show. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's great. It got great reviews on Netflix, so they're doing something right. Is there a scene is there a character who says something about, when I got on that plane, I thought my whole life was going to be something different. But now, when I got off the plane, it's not at all what I thought. Is there a character that says tearfully, I never should have gotten on that plane? No, it should be, I never should have let you go on that plane. I should have stopped you. I knew it. I had a feeling. Ted. But I let you go on the plane, and now 5 years have passed. And now you're going to have to spend those 5 years catching up on watching all the shows that I've already watched, and I'm not going to want to have to talk to you about it. I am not going to talk to you about Game of Thrones. You're on your own with Game of Thrones, Ted. You're on your own. All right. So, here's another one. They did an interview with Daniel Craig talking about expectations for the sequel to Knives Out, Glass Onion, which is coming out. Knives Out was a great film. I'm sure Glass Onion will be good too, and it's Ryan Johnson riffing on the Agatha Christie model. Here's what I love about the Agatha Christie model. It's the whodunit. 50 people in a mansion. Any one of them could be the suspect. And at the end, the detective gathers all of them in the room and reveals who the killer is. And all I'm thinking is, all the killer has to do is just have a machine gun, wait till everyone's gathered, and then just mow everybody down, including the detective. Because he'll destroy all the witnesses and the one star detective who could have actually figured it out. Unless he does that, and then another star detective, then, he does that and he kills Poirot, but then Miss Marple is on the case, and then they have to do the whole thing all over again in another mansion. He's like, I don't know, I can't tell you how many mansions I've been to. How many amazing private detectives are there out there? Oh, no, it's the lady from Murder, She Wrote. We're going to have to do this all over again. Oh, it's Monk? Ah! It's turning into an M.C. Escher style detective story. Hey guys, it's $3 movie day in September. All the movie theaters, it's a special promotion they're doing. $3 to see all the movies in movie theaters in September. The time of year when there are no good movies. Thanks for the discount. Never see a $3 movie day in May, do you? Never see a $3 movie day in June, my friends. No. $3 movie day in September. Glorious. J.K. Rowling saying that she chose not to be in the Harry Potter reunion show, saying, well, this is more about the movies. I was invited, but I didn't want to do it. And I guess she's under fire because she's made a lot of transgender comments. And I just think that why make the comments? Why? You write children's books. Just keep writing the children's books. That's what we want. Keep writing the children's books. I don't know anything about nuclear fission. I'm not going to make comments about it. Other than vaguely, I'm afraid of nuclear fission. But that's I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm not even an expert on clearly sound design. But it goes to my theory that I think we're living in an era where maybe just everyone should stop giving each other advice just for a year. I'm not saying we do it forever, but just take a year where we all just kind of keep some of these thoughts maybe to ourselves. Maybe. Take a year, think about it, and then hopefully, after a year, we'll all calm down a little bit. Yeah, it's just like, come on, you're. Why does everyone need to have a take? Why does everyone need to have a take? And why are you asking these people for their take? What do you think about human rights? I run a popcorn stand. I'm pro human rights. Pro, is that? Are you quoting me? Where is this being published? Tasha Yar, Denise Crosby, indicating that she will have a the Tasha Yar will be in season 3 of Star Trek Picard. And I don't know if she said this publicly. I think she has, but she probably should have stayed on the show, right? Should have stayed on the show. Should have stayed on the show. Memo to myself: stay on the show. But you know what? Maybe not. Maybe her life would have been worse if she just stayed on the show. Maybe. Who am I to say whether or not she should have stayed on the show? It would have been nice if she stayed on the show. I liked her character. She was a security officer. That was cool. Not to say that Worf wasn't a great security officer. He was also their ability to be the security officer. Both of them were fantastic security officers. If I had to pick one, I couldn't. And actually, she came back. Actually, if she hadn't have left, we never would have gotten when she was the bad guy, when she was Celia Yar. And that was cool. Wasn't that cool? That was cool. They're releasing Echo. It's a new Marvel TV show. The character was originally in which one? Hawkeye, I think. I don't know anymore. I feel like these Marvel series are getting farther and farther away from superheroes. Like, I think the next iteration of this is going to be Marvel presents Ordinary People. The remake of the Robert Redford movie, but in the Marvel universe. And it's the same exact story. It's just a family dealing with loss and grief. It's just that in the background, occasionally, you just see Iron Man flying past. No major Marvel character. Like in the background, Thor just uses lightning to hit something. But in the foreground, it's still, the kid having the breakdown with the therapist. Just there's distant rumblings, and you're like, oh, okay, they're probably fighting Ultron again. Marvel, expanding the universe. You gonna watch the Weird Al Yankovic story when it comes out? I'm not, out of pure jealousy, because that's the career I want. It's pure jealousy. And I'm told you should be happy for other people. You should be grateful for other people and their success. Yeah, I should, but I'm not. I publicly, I say, I will express gratitude publicly, but secretly, oh no, I'm horribly competitive, and your gain is my loss. That's not a healthy way to be. I'm aware that's not a healthy way to be. I'm right there with you. I get it. I get that is not healthy, my friends. I get it. Why am I saying my friends right now? I was afraid this wasn't going to work out, but this is actually, this isn't too shabby. Wouldn't it be great if people were paying me money to do commercials? I was doing the fake commercial thing. Should I try a fake commercial right now? This podcast is brought to you by the hit Netflix series. What's it called again? Manifest. It's brought to you by Manifest. It's about a bunch of people who get on a plane and they take off and then they land and it's 5 years later. And now they have to catch up on their film and television viewing. Witness the drama as a couple nearly breaks up because she's tired of how slowly it's taking him to get through Game of Thrones. Witness the savagery that occurs when another person who was gone for 5 years is struggling to understand why the iPhone apps are doing what they're doing now instead of 5 years ago, which is pretty much the same thing but a little bit different. So now I got to look for that button that used to be on the bottom and now it's on the top. Why did they move it? Why? Why did they do this? Manifest on Netflix. Okay, so I read this article. Let me run this by you. Ellen Burstyn, coming back to do The Exorcist, and she said something to the effect of, they always asked me to do it, and I said no, and they finally asked me again, and they offered me a lot of money, and I said to myself, am I making a deal with the devil? And here's my question. Like, is the devil... I didn't know the devil's agenda was to make great actors do movies that aren't necessarily great. I didn't know that was on the list. The devil was like, I want to destroy all mankind, but I want to get Tom Hanks in a Lionsgate film. I want to get Tom Hanks in a horror movie. What do I have to do that? Come minions of me, Satan's minions, tell me, how can we get Anthony Hopkins to make a Transformers film? What do we need to do? What do we need to offer him? By the way, I didn't mean to throw shade on Lionsgate. Now I feel guilty for saying that. I just feel like they do a lot of horror movies. And you know what? Why am I looking down my nose at horror movies? Maybe I'm the one with the problem here. Horror movies are fine. I don't normally like them because I think life is horrible enough and I don't need more of it. So if anything, they're doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. It's 15 minutes. It's already been 15 minutes. Can you believe that? It's already been 15. It's amazing what happens when I prepare for this thing. All right, here's the story that's really grinding my gears here. HBO, they were going to do, it sounds like either a continuation or kind of a spiritual sequel to Batman the Animated Series called, I think, Batman the Caped Crusader or something like that. They were going to do it on HBO Max, but now HBO Max, Time Warner and Discovery have merged, and they're shaking everything up, and they are no longer producing the Batman the Animated Series continuation on HBO Max. I'm going to say that again just so you can hear it. They're not doing the Batman continuation. Batman the Animated Series. They're saying no to Batman the Animated Series. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm not the greatest business person in the world. But it seems to me that when you look at DC and you look at all the movies and all the characters, Batman higher on the list of the popularity, just a bit. Batman the Animated Series was fantastic. It is. I'm going to go ahead and make this comparison. This might be crazy, but I feel like doing this is like Shakespeare walking in and going, "Hey, do you want another Hamlet?" And they're like, we're fine. All right. We're just gonna do reruns of Succession. We're fine. Thank you, William Shakespeare. That's good. Yeah. So other streaming platforms are gonna gobble it up, like Netflix. So now there'll be some Batman on Netflix, and that's fine. I mean, I thought it seemed like the whole plan was eventually all the Batman was going to be in one place. But now if there's Batman spread all over, I will hunt for Batman. It's worth the hunt. All right, here's another one. Nichelle Nichols passed away. The original Uhura on Star Trek. They're going to send her ashes into space. And it dawned on me as I'm thinking about this. I mean, aren't we all already in space, technically? I know we're on Earth, but Earth is hurtling through space. We're just, I guess, agreeing to send her on a different trajectory than the rest of us. Now, I got to be honest with you. Now that I say that, I kind of see your point. I mean, if I had stuck for eternity with everyone else, or having more space, going in a different direction. Geez, now that you mention it, maybe I need to need to redraft my will here. I don't have a will, do I? No. What am I gonna? I got 2 models of the Starship Enterprise. I don't know that there's gonna be a huge court battle over who wants it. Not sure. All right. 18 minutes into this bad boy. Look at that. There's some nice trivia right there. That's fun. I think we accomplished a lot here, didn't we? That's what I would like to say. My question now, should I end with a sci-fi story? Well, I think we started to go there. I think Manifest. Maybe this is an episode of Manifest that I'm not sure that this ever got produced, but this was my pitch for an episode of Manifest where they land. It's been 5 years, and they're trying to go back to their lives. And a guy walks home, and his wife's there waiting for him. And he said, I've been gone for 5 years. And she said, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was gone for 5 years." And she's like, "Huh. That's strange. I mean, there's just so much to watch. It's taken me 5 years to just get caught up on all the watching. I was getting worried there actually because I thought, how is he going to keep up with all this? I thought, well, I'm not going to wait. I couldn't wait for you. I'm sorry, I couldn't wait for you. Wait, you mean to tell me that you've just been spending the last 5 years watching things and you didn't even notice that I was gone? Well, I think there were moments where I sensed the possibility of the absence, but I just figured you knew what you were doing. What do you mean you figured I knew what I was doing? Being gone for 5 years? We're married. Yeah. Did you miss me? I mean, like, listen, you're a great guy, but like, have you seen Game of Thrones? You need to see Game of Thrones. Like, it really. I was fed by Game of Thrones, just emotionally and spiritually. It really kept me going to the point that I was kind of fine with you. Not even that I did. I assumed you were getting this. I assumed you were watching it upstairs. Wow, I just thought I'd be missed more. Well, listen, there's a show about that if you want. It might make you feel better. It's called Manifest. All right. Need to stop screwing around. That's enough. 21 minutes. That's good. We're good. We're done.